Welcome back to Take Two with Paige and Patty. And today we are going to recap Season 1, Sister Wives, and they are doing a tell-all special at the end of the season. So we're going to see what they have to say.
So we started this episode, and the first thing that is catching my mind is Mary. They were talking about, right off the bat, the bedroom situation.
The sleeping arrangements.
Everybody...
Don't share a room.
Right.
They all have their own bedrooms.
Everybody has their own rooms, and Mary says that he is welcome in the rooms alone. They don't go weird. Well, it is kind of still weird because your husband is sleeping with multiple women, so that's still kind of weird.
So you do go weird.
You're
going weird. Yeah, weird.
Let's keep watching.
So I found it interesting when they were sitting on the couch talking, and they were talking a little bit about jealousy and whatnot. And Cody said it's just hard for chicks to understand how a guy can have 4 best friends. Well, first of all, you just called your wife chicks, which is really
Immature.
and disrespectful.
Yeah.
And
What if your wives had 4 best friends that they were sleeping with?
how would you feel? Would you be jealous? We know how you would feel because you told us in one of the episodes that you would be disgusted. Okay? Well, maybe some people are disgusted by you sleeping with your 4 wives. And it's really interesting because there's a spinoff coming now, Seeking Brother Husbands, and we're going to start doing some
see the
recaps of that to kind of see the dynamics of the husband being jealous.
Yes.
So
We are excited for that.
That's interesting.
Yes, let's keep. As we're watching, we just got insight that someone, they were starting to talk about the insurance.
And they talked about Maddie having to have an emergency appendectomy to have her appendix removed. And how much that cost them.
Yeah, and Cody only put some of the children on his insurance. How do you only put some of your kids on the insurance? So you pick your favorites and you put them on the insurance? That makes me kind of...
So, it all ties back to their finances and how they're living.
Mm-hmm.
They're not, because he's not legally married to anybody but Mary. If he claims all of these kids,
Yes.
then he is going to be looked at as to, how do you have all these kids?
Right.
With these other women.
Right.
Now, he cannot put Janelle, Christine, or Robin on his insurance because they are technically no relation to him whatsoever. They're not legally married to him. You can't just put arbitrary people on your insurance. So they are pretty... now, Janelle, they had said she was between jobs at the time when this happened, so Maddie did not have insurance.
Right.
But she probably had insurance coverage for her and her kids through her work because her and Cody were the only ones that worked full-time. But what it amounts to is, in a financial sense, they are all considered unwed single mothers.
So they probably get government assistance.
And at some point in time, these women have probably gotten, government assistance.
So when she says I'm still paying on her medical bill, I call, that's probably not happening.
Probably not true.
Mm-mm.
She probably was able to use... Well, if she was working, she may have had to pay a portion of it.
A little bit.
But and that brings to something that we kind of talked about during season 1, again, about all these kids. So he was legally married to Mary when they had Mariah Leon. And I'm sure that he then signed as the father on her birth certificate.
Right.
Now, when Janelle and Christine came along, they each had 6 children. Who is listed as the father on this birth certificate?
I want to know if he's on the birth certificate.
Is he on the birth certificate?
Of all these children.
Because that could be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, something that we have found out is that a number of them have filed bankruptcy over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So they had accumulated a lot of debt. And
we know Robin has a lot of debt, that's for sure.
But I know for sure that it said in, I believe, 2005, Cody and Mary filed bankruptcy.
Right.
And I think that at some point in time, Christine filed bankruptcy. I'll check into that and get the dates.
Yeah.
So this show was like a financial
jackpot to them.
Yes. They talk about hesitating about going public and all that. I don't think there was any hesitation whatsoever.
Go.
Sign on the dotted line and give me the check.
Doesn't matter. Let's do it.
Yes. The other thing I wanted to talk about was Cody's view being so hypocritical about other lifestyles. When they talked about, he's a polygamist. Polygamists can be a man with multiple wives, or it can be polyandry, a woman with multiple husbands. But that is vulgar to him.
Right.
So he wants the entire world, he wants to go public, and he wants the entire world to just accept how wonderful he is and how wonderful polygamy is and how it's
loving and
should
caring.
Be accepted and loving and caring. But he's not willing to accept anybody else's lifestyle.
Right.
It's his lifestyle that he wants you to accept. But
he won't accept other people's.
He's not willing to even consider other lifestyles.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is kind of sad. And I don't think that people really embraced this lifestyle. I think that people watched this show more out of curiosity.
Yeah, I wanted to see what was going on. When I first watched this, I was like, how is this even working? Really?
I think that people were curious. They were eager to embrace the lifestyle. And I think that as the show grew on, people got emotionally attached to certain members of the show and wanted to see where they went. I don't think that people were going, oh, yes, I want to live this lifestyle.
Right.
I'm really interested in it.
I agree.
And we'll see that later on when they did Sister Wife's Closet and Robin's little jewelry shop online or whatever.
Yeah.
And they talk about how the traffic at the website is, on the internet site, is like they're getting all these hits of people going to the internet site and the website and checking out the jewelry, but not buying. And I think that's where it's curiosity.
Yeah.
I really don't want to own jewelry that represents polygamy. I'm not a polygamist. I don't agree with the lifestyle. I don't care what other people do, but I'm not going to buy jewelry
from Robin.
that signifies polygamy. I think she went very wrong in creating Sister Wife's Closet. I think if she wanted to do jewelry, she should have left the polygamy Sister Wife's part of it out of it.
She should have connected
she could have called
QVC
it Robin's
or
Closet or Women's Closet or anything, but the name Sister Wife's Closet attached to it gave it a bit of a stigma.
And like I said, she should have partnered with somebody like QVC or something like that. It probably would have got sold better.
some kind of shopping network.
Yep.
But anyway, this is just basically a recap of everything they've talked about. So we're just kind of hitting on some of the things that kind of popped up along the way.
Yes.
And let's see what else they talk about.
Keep watching.
Okay, we want to address something else in the recap that was brought up. Cody, well, first, Robin was not getting a lot of attention in this tell-all. So, of course, she turned on the waterworks and started crying.
I don't even think they had her mic'd for a while.
It was really interesting how, and I've been kind of watching how Janelle looks at Robin when she cries. She always gives her this, sideways look like, oh, not again. It was drama for Robin. She wasn't, like I said, she wasn't getting much attention on the tell-all. So she had to turn on the waterworks to get attention. But the biggest thing was that when Cody talked about Robin's kids, and he said, they're my kids, we accept them, we want them to be part of the family.
They get 2 dads.
We don't want to take anything away from their father. But you did. That was your main goal over the next 3 or 4 years, was to Robin accusing him of things. I mean, she gave her little speech practically accusing him of awful things.
Yeah.
And
then Cody
alienating the kids.
Yes.
And then pressuring their father to give
Give
them
up-
custody.
So Cody could adopt
So Cody
him.
could adopt him. So when he sat here at the tell-all in the first season, saying that, we don't want to take anything away from their father. They just have two fathers now. No,
lie.
that's a lie.
Did Cody really need to adopt these children? That's what I want to know. Like, as a step parent, like,
They weren't fatherless children.
right.
They had a father.
They had a father.
And they had Robin was his spiritual wife. They were part of this family.
Like, why did he
I
need...
think that was just...
I think it was just like a...
I think
whatever.
it's... and we'll talk about that more in the adoption. But
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of funny how Cody was more worried about Robin's kids having his name than his own kids.
I think it was just like something for him to divorce Mary to
I
marry
think
Robin.
that it was another manipulation on Robin's part.
Right.
I think that
yeah.
Robin may
Right.
have manipulated Cody and Mary by convincing them that their father was going to take the kids.
I just don't think he was interested in Mary anymore, and he wanted to be legally married to Robin.
Impossible. But that was an interesting point that he really was not trying to take away from their father, but they did. They took the kids away. They took everything away. And the things that Robin has said, now they're all allegations. We don't know what's true
Right,
and what's
we don't
not.
know.
We have not heard
You'll
from
never
the father.
know.
There's two sides to every story as far as a divorce. They were married for a number of years.
Right.
So who knows
You're
what
never gonna
transpired
know.
on both sides of that.
Right.
And
But we just thought that was...
she put out a lot of innuendos out there of basically painting him to be
a bad guy.
a really bad
Like
guy.
a really bad guy, yeah.
So I would hope that one day that
I want him to come forward
I
and
want
say,
him. Yeah, I
what's
really
going
wish
on.
that he would step forward and he would talk about
Everything.
their relationship to kind of clear the air, because I think we would get a lot of interesting insights if he did.
Mhm.
I can understand why he doesn't. He's done with her. He divorced her.
Yeah.
She did not leave him. He divorced her.
I want to know
And
why.
he was probably like, goodbye, good riddance, move on to someone else. I'm moving on. And he moved on with his life without her.
Yeah.
I think that it's sad. And I would hope that Robin's kids, now that they are adults, would make contact with their father and at least try to get to
Understand.
know him,
Yeah.
or at least allow him to be part of their life,
Yeah.
because they did take away from their father. They took
Mm-hmm.
the kids away
They
from
did.
their father.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
I mean, he could have been a great stepdad instead of wanting to be their dad.
I don't get it.
Okay, so the tell-all kind of ended with them talking about the investigation that's going on with the Lehigh Police Department and the Attorney General's office and all that. But even in the tell-all, they said that consenting adults that are practicing polygamy are rarely prosecuted. And this is important to know because we're moving on to some interesting stuff. They even kind of had a little clip with the lawyer that's representing them. And he kind of said if they prosecuted the Browns, they would have to prosecute thousands of others in Utah. So interesting to note those two facts. Then the other thing was they talked about two other things. They're really enjoying the fans and the fame, and
Wouldn't you? You're getting money.
this is like the highlight of their life.
Taking pictures with them.
Taking pictures with the fans and all that. And then the last thing was she had asked, what if one of the wives wanted to leave? Could they leave, and would they take the kids with them? And this goes back to what's going to happen with the divorce and him adopting Robin's kids. He wanted to adopt Robin's kids, and you're going to find that down the road, that because he was afraid that if something happened to Robin, he would lose them. Well, he said on the tell-all that the wives could leave if they wanted to, anytime they wanted to, and they would be able to take
the
kids.
children. Yes.
He would have to try and make arrangements to see his children. So, kind of, now that we know now what we didn't know then.
Yeah.
And
Makes
if
you
we
think.
knew then what we know now, and as we watch through this, we would say, there's a lot of manipulation on the part of how we're being told things. We're being led to believe
one thing.
untruths.
Yeah.
I think so. And we'll get back to some of that in season 2.
We are going to move on to season 2. Please hit the like and subscribe button. We appreciate it so much. And we are going to start a new show, Seeking Brother Husbands. So that's super exciting for us. So you guys are going to see that.
So we're going to add some episodes of that in along with we're going to continue with the Sister
Oh, yeah, we're
Wives.
going to continue with Sister Wives.
All the way
We
through.
just started
All the way
this. Yes.
And we're going to also be adding some shorts to our channel. So please hit the subscribe button. Help us out. It helps us grow on YouTube.
Yes.
The more subscribers we have, the more likely they are to put our videos out there for other people to watch.
Yeah, and we're just here sitting on the couch having a good time watching Sister Wives and hanging out with you guys.
Leave some comments.
Yes, let's talk about
Love
it.
the comments.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.